Married at First Sight, Season 11, Episode 14 review. This is Couples Couch with
Pat.
And I'm Cam. Let's get into what happened in last week's episode before we talk about what happened in last night's episode. So let's recap last week's episode, episode 13. So in episode 13, the city was shut down. The couples are in quarantine. Production has been shut down, and the couples are documenting their own journey. Last week, Brett and Olivia decided to go their separate ways. Brett even moved out.
Decision day was supposed to be this week, but Corona delayed everything. It could be like a few months before we finish. I don't know. But I can't keep putting my life on hold anymore, so I'm moving back into my house.
Amani told Woody she loves him. They're pretty much happy and in love. Bennett told Amelia that he plans to split his time between Virginia and New Orleans once she has to start her residency. She was excited about that. And then Henry confronts...
Time out. Are you just going to skip over the fact the boy said he uses one piece of toilet paper? That was the big thing from the whole episode. And you just go skate right over that.
Yes,
okay.
Bennett uses one square of toilet paper. He announced it in last week's episode. I was going to skip right over that. We didn't want to talk about it again, but apparently you do. So yes, Bennett announced last week he only uses one square of toilet paper to wipe. Next, Henry and Christina. Henry confronts Christina about her dishonesty. She then accuses him of being gay, saying she received a text message from a male saying that they were allegedly sleeping together. Henry denies all of the allegations, and Christina has still not shown him the text that she said she got.
That's just a story she came up with in her back seat of the Walmart parking lot where she lives now. That's why. Where do you live? In the CBD sometimes, in the suburbs sometimes, out of state, wherever my Michelins will take me.
Let's go and talk about what happened in last night's episode. So, this will not be a high-level overview. We are going to talk about pretty much everything that happened in episode 14. So, again, go get your drink, get your snacks, get comfortable. Let's get right into it.
We hear y'all.
So last night in episode 14, the show opens up with the couple still forced in lockdown during the real global pandemic. Production had came to a halt. The couples continued to document their own journey. For the first time in the Married at First Sight history, the couples were flying solo and were forced to spend almost 3 months alone together. They now have 14 days before decision day. So usually the 8-week experiment, or usually this is an 8-week experiment, but now it has doubled in length because of coronavirus. And they had to document their own journey. But in the beginning of this episode, it shows that the Louisiana governor lifted the stay-at-home order, and they were able to kind of like venture out again and go see each other.
I know people who's married 15 years, and this 3 months in the coronavirus just demolished their relationship. They was 15 years strong. Strong.
Until coronavirus.
Corona came through, they had to spend 3 months together, and it's over. It's a wrap. House up for sale. Everything is done.
Joint custody for the kids.
Corona was messing up more than respiratory systems.
Relationships.
So,
all right. So Amani shows up at Olivia's apartment to help her pack up. And Olivia said that Brett took everything with him. Like everything he owned. He took like the dishes, the cooking things, the spices. He even took the salt.
So, how you feeling?
I'm sad to go, now that the world's kind of opening up and we have the pool again and restaurants are opening, and I'm going to miss being here with everybody.
Yeah.
But now that there's no plans of making our marriage work, then why do I need to stay here?
Right.
He took everything that he owned as far as like dishes and cooking things, spices, like everything. I don't even have salt. I can't put salt in my water.
That's very petty.
You didn't say you were moving out this weekend, you said you were moving some of your things in your last text message. I get home and everything is gone. Even food out of the damn pantry, Brett.
Who takes salt when they leave with them? Like, you didn't have salt? Like, that is the one thing you had to take?
Yeah. And you know, Brett ain't even that saucy. Like, you bland, bro. You don't need no salt.
That's like, that is petty. Like,
Yeah, he's petty.
that's like taking the fridge with you when you move out. Like,
If he really, he ain't want to fight though. He ain't want no hands because he took the Zataram down in New Orleans. Oh boy, it would be a wrap. It would be a wrap.
So then Brett even goes on to text her and tell her that, you know, if you want to date, it's okay to date.
Do y'all still talk?
He'll send a random text message every so many days, and like the other day he texted and wanted to hang out, and then
But like,
2
did
days
y'all
ago,
hang
2
out
days.
while y'all were married?
no. And then after he moved out, there was no hanging out. And then like 2 days after, he sent me a text message saying, if you want to go date, like it's fine to go date.
I know it's fine. Thank you.
Thanks for that.
To me, that's him trying to free up his conscience to go do whatever he wants to do. So she don't feel like, okay, well, we're still married and here he is out in these streets. Because, you know, before this entire experiment,
Let me tell you something.
Brett belonged to the streets.
Corona could not have kept me out the streets. After you leave me the way Brett left her, I would have stayed in the apartment. It would have looked like Jersey Shore. I would have had people all in and out that, yeah. And the producers ain't around. I would have had a party house for whoever was in the streets
They
in New
still got
Orleans.
the cameras where you're documenting your own journey.
They ain't gonna come over there. They ain't gonna come over there. Not without a mask on. Not come over. And you see, I got all these people in the house. You can come over to the house. They're not coming. I got a party spot till Corona's over.
Let's move on to the next scene. Shows Woody stopped by Henry's apartment to visit him. Christina hadn't been home since that conversation from last week's episode. Henry believes that Christina accusing him of being gay is like her last desperate Hail Mary to like save face, because he called her out on being dishonest. Then Henry drops a bomb on Woody and tells him that Christina accused him of being gay. And not Henry, I'm sorry, Woody's facial expression. I thought his eyes was gonna fall out of his head the way he started was looking like, what?
Yeah, that's...
She accused you of what? I mean, Henry's like, first of all, let me just clear the air and say, I'm not, you know?
Yeah. First, let me get that out first.
Yeah, before we talk about anything else, let's clear that up. But Woody was looking like, yo, it couldn't be me.
I'm glad it went this way. Like Henry said, every red flag he had
turned out to
was
be
for
true.
a reason.
Yeah, and her coming back with, you know, the accusations just showed him
her true colors.
She is who he thought she was.
She is who he thought she was, and we let her off the line.
Where is that from?
Dennis Green from the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh my God. All right.
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
You good?
Yeah.
You got that out?
If y'all want to name them, go ahead and name them then. All right, I'm done. Playoffs.
Let's move on to the next scene. He's going on his tangents, y'all. The next scene shows the 4 remaining couples going on a couples retreat. Christina comes home to pack up, but her and Henry still aren't really speaking.
Henry and I really haven't talked since the text, and I feel like we don't know where each other stands at this point. I really didn't think he was gay, and I don't still, but he wants me to look like I'm just like this lying person, and I guess I did bring it up out of anger to get back at him. I should have just said, oh, from the get-go, I got this text, like, what does this mean?
Honestly, I think that the gay thing, the accusation, was just her way of kind of confirming to herself, like, he's not into me because he's gay or, you know, whatever. And I think that she just felt like that would sum up why we struggle, that would sum up my attraction or lack thereof to her. But that is not true at all. I asked to see the text, but she miraculously cannot find it.
So my thought is, where are they going with each other? You ain't talking to each other, but here you are taking a ride or a long drive to a couple.
She got her bags over there like, yeah. I'm still going on the trip though. You don't got to talk to me, but we're gonna go on this trip. And I feel it. You already put the work in. Y'all was in the house for 3 months. I wish somebody come around here with a free trip.
You gone.
You gone. Pack it up. Doors at the front. And be like, Patrick, where are you going? I don't know, but we going.
So they are on their way to the couples retreat. Let's move on to the next scene. So now the couples are arriving to the cabins, and Christina reveals that she's still struggling with physical intimacy with Miles. And then Bennett and
Miles, bro, take it. It's gonna be a problem forever. Forever, bro.
Right.
Even once you get to the point where it's always
gonna be a struggle for her to open up for whatever reason. Like, we want to just ask Karen, like, who hurt you?
Cut her loose now before y'all buy a car and that rolls into a house. Y'all have a baby. You do it now. She's not the one for you, Miles.
Free yourself.
She don't like you. If she stays, it's not you, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely not you, Miles, at all. So next, Bennett and Amelia are happy, and they're just happy to be there to relax and just not even really think about having to move for the residency. And then Henry and Christina arrive, and Christina is pretending like nothing is wrong between the two of them, like they have a happy-go-lucky kind of marriage. And Henry kind of called it before they arrived there. He was like, I bet you she's just gonna act like nothing is wrong, and she's doing exactly like Henry predicted all of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Henry had her from as soon as she told him.
Yeah, that's why he shut down.
I live here. I live here. He was like,
yeah, nah. So next, Woody and Amani arrive, and they're just ready to enjoy their weekend and just have a good time. So the next scene shows the couples are now like cooking together, and then they sit down to eat dinner, and then they bring up the discussion about Brett and Olivia and what everyone thinks about the fact that they went their separate ways. And then here comes Christina having a whole breakdown about it. The fact that you got your own situation falling apart, you ain't crying about that. I didn't see no tears come out last episode. There was no tears.
When they were on the couch,
no tears.
Oh yeah,
I didn't see not one tear drop out of that eye.
Because Henry hit it with the.
But here she is at the dinner table, and I saw that one crocodile tear drop out.
It's not a Grammy. She's going for an Emmy.
Oh, is it an Emmy or Oscar?
An Emmy. No, an Emmy's on TV.
Okay.
She's going for that Emmy.
Yeah, because I'm like, everybody is looking, and I'm living for Woody's face. This whole episode, Woody's face was hilarious. He was looking like...
Woody is a man of 1,000 faces, and all 1,000 faces are laughing at all of Christina's chins.
He was definitely giving her the what the hell face are you crying about?
Every time somebody tells him something.
Though, even Amani was sipping her wine like...
She was like, well, I went over there to help her pack up.
Yeah. No one really understands why Christina is crying about Brett.
But she did call him.
She did call it out.
I call it
Brett
episode
wasn't
2.
genuine. Yeah. Everybody said Brett wasn't genuine. He's an a-hole. We all seen it.
Yeah.
We all seen it. And it worked out exactly how we saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I just think it's wild that she's crying. But let's move on to the next scene. Next scene shows the couples are still at dinner. And they're talking about the climate of the world. And Miles interjects and says that he really didn't feel like he even wanted to come on the vacation because of all the racial injustices that are happening against Black people in America. He was just not for it.
To be completely honest, I didn't want to come on this weekend at all. I didn't want to have to interact with people. Karen and I talked about it, about ways to support each other and take care of each other when difficult things happen. And as Black people, we're expected to show up and be fully ourselves all the time, even in the midst of things that are happening like this. I think it's really hard to be present. It's hard to be fully there, and I wanted to make sure that it was clear that that's where I'm at right now.
And I feel him, like when it was all going down, and I remember when all that was happening.
It's still happening.
Yeah, it's still happening.
Yeah.
But when it first broke, like I was down too, and you kind of lose motivation to want to do anything. But if they was giving away free Jamaica tickets, I'm out. I don't mean to make like it is all serious, but
Yes.
I still would have went on vacation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
he did too.
Tomorrow's not promised, so you got to kind of live it up each day. But
yeah,
also
all that, and I've only been to Jamaica once, and I want to go back.
But also be present about what's happening in the world as well, because it's no joke. You
Absolutely,
know?
This is a movement, y'all. This is a way of life.
Yeah, yeah. So I totally understand how he feels, because I as well have been feeling the same way he felt.
Right.
Like I think it's safe to say a majority or almost all Black people are feeling the way Miles has been feeling, and not just Black people, but other races as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the correct way to say is all decent people are feeling the way Miles.
You didn't have to shade me to say it. I was.
You could have got it right the first time.
I was coming back to fix my sentence.
Yeah. Fix.
Scene shows Bennett and Amelia. They're just waking up for the day, and he is telling Amelia that she was singing in her sleep, and he decided that he wanted to practice on his worm dance.
All right, here we go. Okay.
That was not the worm dance. That sounded like he was in pure, utter pain hitting that wood floor with every time he came up. It looked painful.
First of all, you can't tell me their bed sheets don't stink. Second thing, why has he been wearing the same muumuu to bed the whole entire show?
A muumuu?
This season. What else is that called? Jammies? You got the right wife, because nothing in that whole room, his attire, has said nothing. He's a non-barker.
What does that mean?
Nothing in that room said, run!
All right, during breakfast, Henry and Christina are asked about their marriage by Amani, and Henry starts kind of like beating around the bush about it, and then Woody just calls them out, pretty much.
Yeah.
He can't take it no more.
Henry?
No. I just know that, like, if me and Money was in y'all situation, at some point it's like, it's gonna get overbearing. And it's gonna be to a point where you like, I just can't do that. Then you lose yourself. Christina keeps saying it. I don't want to throw the towel in. The towel was already on the floor soaking wet at this point, bro. It's like thrown.
I mean, I don't know what Christina is talking about, saying that, she don't want to throw the towel in, when Henry is looking at her like,
what?
didn't you just tell me last week that I'm sleeping with men?
Men? Well, yeah, I'm going to go back to DC. You crazy like shit, Mo. Like, you threw the whole ring.
Yeah.
Not just the towel. Come on, man.
The towel ring and everything.
Everything.
I don't know what she was talking about. Like, they both...
She's a liar. Henry had it right on the head. Like, she's so good at it.
Yeah.
She was ready to go through the... If she would have went first and Amani didn't know they was having problems, and Woody, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, if they were just now coming together, then they used to do the couples like that. Like, they weren't together through the whole process as much.
Yeah.
She would have went through the whole time acting like nothing was wrong.
Going on.
Yeah.
I could totally
That's
see
the
that.
type of person she is.
And from what Henry is even saying, from what I could take away, he's just saying he's committed to just completing the process.
Yeah,
That's
it's
it.
like...
You can tell on decision day it's going to be a no for him, bro. Bennett and Amelia are tasked with writing a letter to their 9 and 10-year-old self. Amelia's letter was more geared towards like her love for Bennett. And Bennett's letter was more geared towards a Pokemon card.
To my 10-year-old self, you'll never, ever be able to imagine your wedding. One day, a nice lady is going to call you up and ask if you want to marry a random dude on a reality show. You should go for it. It's really long.
Yeah, I mean, it's a important warning.
Dear 9-year-old Bennett, pretty soon you will be overjoyed to discover a surprise that you won't forget as long as you live. It's a certain Pokemon card.
She looked so disappointed when she that was her stance the whole time after she heard him reading that. She was like, so I just thought that, your letter would be more about me. Bennett's like, I could have $20,000 right now had I kept that Pokemon card.
Yeah.
But now that I'm like listening to this clip or watching this clip, I could see him talking as a 9-year-old boy. He's not thinking about love and marriage.
Well, I'm telling my 9-year-old me about it. I don't even think he liked girls. Not like...
So, I mean, girls are always thinking about, like, the wedding and then this. Even at a young age, some girls are. And it's like, she's thinking about that, but he's more like, if I just hold on to this Pokemon card and keep it in good, brand new condition, it'll be worth over $20,000. So, Ben is just trying to secure the bag at 9 years old.
Listen, I love Kamara to death.
Thank you.
And I love our 2 kids.
Yes.
But if I had to write myself a letter at 9 years old...
What would you write?
No, y'all 3 ain't coming up.
The 3 of us don't exist in this 9-year-old letter.
I'm going to tell 9-year-old me, tell mommy and daddy to get some stock in Apple. Bet on the Patriots-Rams Super Bowl. Everybody thought the Rams was going to win. Patriots pulled it off. Make some money there. I'm telling you,
You're securing the bag every which way.
Buy Dale, then sell Dale. All of that.
He might even try to figure out what the lotto numbers were.
Yeah. So like, everything they said not to do in Back to the Future, I'm doing that. Do it all.
That's just going to
Change in the future.
If you remember Back to the Future, he would fade out at every picture when it got, a little bit too real or something. He would be out the
Jeff
picture.
Bezos, bro. It'd be Patrick Humphries and Jeff Bezos. I would have scooped him up right out of school, whatever. Hey, you my new best friend. Let's go sell some stuff out your garage, buddy.
This one would have had an Amazon tip to his 9-year-old self.
Yes. I mean, all of that. Invest.
So now I can't be mad at Bennett. Now that you explain it like that, okay, it makes sense. But she felt disappointed that it wasn't about.
I tell my 9-year-old me about you, like, oh, there's this girl I really love, and we're gonna get married again. The 9-year-old me be like, get away from girls. Like, let's go play recess,
and let's
kickball.
play in dirt. Yeah, pretty much. All right, I get it now.
He assumed he was going to write about one thing. You know what they say when you assume?
Okay.
You make an ass of yourself.
You good?
I'm good.
Let's move on to the next scene. So the next few scenes show like the groups meeting up in like different sessions. So like there's like a guy session or, and then a group, a girl session, kind of like they're having their little girl and guy time.
It looked like they had camp underwear.
Everybody's in their own little groups talking. And Christina's asked by Amani about like, is she or was she even being honest in her marriage? And Amani just looks like she doesn't even really know how to receive what she's saying.
Like being honest with each other?
Not all the time. He was just like bringing up stuff, and I'm like having to explain from day one to like now. It's like, all right, thing one, like, and I just wish he would have told me in the moment, and then I think that would have let me decide if I wanted to give my all to like, I don't know.
I don't know what to say. I don't really know how to receive that.
And then, like, Henry is asked by the guys, like, how is he feeling about his marriage? And Bennett is just like, I really don't know how to take any of this. Like, it just seems kind of contradictory.
I really don't want drama. I don't want, I just want to come here, just enjoy it. Possibly I'd like to enjoy the rest of the experience. But, the retreat would be a good start.
I frankly don't know
anything about what Henry is talking about. Everything is confusing and contradictory.
People not listening. They're not listening.
I keep hearing him saying he just wants to finish out
The experience.
That's
He's like, I'm here for the experience. To
Yeah.
finish out the experience.
Yeah.
And they asked me, do I want to stay or go? I said, I want to go. Like,
Yeah. And it's
isn't that
over.
what the show is? Like,
Yeah, do you
we
wanna
get
stay married
together,
or do you wanna get
we
divorced?
try to make it work.
Yeah.
At the end, we either stay together or we don't. I'm going to choose to not.
And that's it. I don't know, like no one's really receiving
Yeah, it's half of what the
Yeah.
show is based on.
Yeah. And he's going right for that.
Have y'all seen him?
He kept saying too, like, I just want the rest of the experience to be peaceful.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to make it.
He don't
want
want to fight. He don't
Yeah.
want to argue.
Yeah.
He wants to get to decision day.
Yeah.
Make his decision and walk off into the sun
Yeah.
to go be with his friend girl.
Yeah, yeah. I think he lives like that one girl. I forget her name, Christian or something
Whatever.
like that. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. But, so everybody doesn't really seem to understand Henry and Christina, and only Henry seems to understand what he's about to do. Christina is still in La La Land.
Yeah, she's the one that's out there bad. Like,
Yeah.
how do you even get?
Yeah.
We're in a better place. Yeah, we're done.
That's the better play. Yeah.
If we go on a trip somewhere
Yeah.
and me and you get in a fight
Mm-hmm.
and they come up and are like, oh, are y'all back better? Like, I'm just trying to enjoy the rest of the trip. That means don't ask me about me and her no more.
Because he's done with this.
I'm trying to enjoy the rest of the trip.
Yeah, he's done with
Y'all
it.
saw what upset me.
Yeah.
Now leave me alone.
Don't look at me like that.
People, this is
I'm a
why people
peaceful
get
soul.
cussed out. They don't listen. They don't listen to plain
hear
English.
It. They don't hear it. Let's move on to the next scene. The scene shows Miles sits down with Woody, and they talk about Karen and how he and Karen have been married for like 3-4 months, and they haven't kissed much or even had sex. Then he says, even though him and Karen are growing and getting to know each other, he feels like something is still missing.
Yeah.
He said that he's been out here like working out like a madman every day, lost like 20 pounds trying to get that sexual frustration out some way or another.
Went from single life to a marriage with like no affection, no intimacy, and then you're locked in the house together for 2-3 months. And you're still not that way, it's like hard as hell. But
you working out so much, bro.
yeah, I'm working my ass out.
You've lost a lot of weight.
I lost almost 20 pounds. I gotta get it out, bro. That's out my system. I go on runs, bro. I just be running.
And then Woody says everything that we have been thinking
Not we.
all season.
Not me. He ain't say
He
none of
said-
what I've been thinking.
So say you connect on all of the things, and then you have sex and it's complete trash, and it's like nothing that you could do to change that. It's like, that's gonna be a hard disconnect. It's like smoke and mirrors, honestly speaking. To the naked eye, it looks like they're doing good, but honestly, to the core, I don't think they're doing good at all.
How can you stay married to somebody that you haven't had sex with, and then imagine if you do have sex with them and it's trash, but you're
Which
connected?
it will be.
You're connected. Let me finish my statement. Which it will be. Which it will be. Because
Thank
you got
you.
me saying it now. You see how you interrupt people? And you're connected with them on every other level. Do you stay? So once again, let me say it again.
No.
So Woody said, what if you stay married to this person that you haven't had sex with, and then you have sex with them and it's trash, but you're connected with them on every other way? Do you stay? Okay, you same answer, even though it was asked the second time. So the answer is no.
Then we're not connected on every level.
And every other level.
That goes into a lot of other levels. It's not just physical. Like, it's a need. It ain't a want.
Yeah.
It's a need.
It's true. It's true. And I feel like, or I can tell that Miles is at a place where he's like, I don't even know if I want to say yes on decision day, because we haven't experienced that, and I can't really give a full yes.
Listen.
Until that happens.
Everybody, y'all got me in the everyone has the right to do what they want,
reserves the
when
right.
they want to do it.
Correct.
And I believe in that 100%. But there's two sides to that knife.
Okay.
You can stand there and hold up the process if you want to. But understand that I have wants and I can do what I want to too. So if you're gonna hold up the operation, I'm not gonna stay married to you. I'm gonna go somewhere else.
Yeah. I just find it hard to be in lockdown with somebody.
She gonna use that
and you don't want to do nothing the whole time that you're locked down with the person. Like, you don't have no urges to do something.
Lame. Like, she made sex this overly, like,
complicated thing,
dumb thing to where it ain't even fun. Like, no, I'm good, Mom.
Yeah, she took the fun away from
it. I'm good.
She took the fun, the excitement, the passion, the everything that would come with it.
You're supposed to hold out a little bit, but like 4 months, you done held out past the point I'm even interested.
Right now,
I'm only here.
Moved on.
Yeah, I'm only here because the show told me I couldn't leave.
Well, you're only here so you won't get fined.
Yeah, I'm not doing nothing for you. I'm cute notes and all. Everything I've ever done for you that was nice and cute, I'm not doing no more.
Because you know what that sounds like? Resentment is starting to form.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what. I think that's why he blew up on her last week.
Yes.
Because resentment is starting to form. Guys get crazy when they don't get that.
Yeah, you better than me, Miles.
Playing her game.
You better than me, Miles. It would have took a week locked up in Corona where I couldn't go nowhere. After a week.
Oh, he's raising Cain.
I'm not raising no, I'm gone.
Yeah, that's true too.
I only know it's been 30 days.
Especially if you're strangers to somebody.
Yeah, I only know it 30 days.
Yeah, you would have did a Brett.
She looked up, I would have been gone.
He would have took the salt with him too.
Yeah.
All right. We went to the next scene. The last few scenes, or the final scenes of this episode, shows the couples playing a game called Stranger Spouse.
Alright, so here's how it's gonna work. Each of the 4 couples today will come up and assume the host role and then pose their questions to each of the other couples. And we will see whether your spouse is truly your spouse or a stranger spouse.
Stranger Spouse is a game where the couples play to figure out how well do you know your spouse, or are you married to a stranger spouse? So let's play the Stranger Spouse game.
Does your husband fold or crumple their toilet paper?
I'm a folder.
Who's more likely to do something illegal?
What you got?
Who is the funnier one?
What you got?
Who is tidier? Question is, just a little blast from the past, who has the most exes?
What is your wife's favorite pizza topping? Reveal your boards. Come in here.
Ladies, who is your husband's celebrity crush?
We got Miles Cameron. What y'all got?
Wait. Alicia Keys. Is that right? Keys.
Yeah.
Let's keep this next one PG.
What's your wife's favorite part of your body? Hey, husbands, would your wife rather an evening inside or an evening outside?
So you won. You know me better. But Miles and Karen actually won against the other couples, believe it or not.
Yeah, because they ain't done nothing but sit there and talk to each other in the face.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
What's your favorite color? Same as it was last time. Purple. Same color as my butt.
Let's talk about the last scene of this episode. The last scene of this episode, Amani and Woody were in bed, and they were just talking about how they had such a good time during game night with the other couples. And then, you know, Amani just wanted to reinforce to him that she doesn't ever want him to feel like he needs to compare himself against the other couples, because I guess he just wasn't a competitive spirit and just felt like he should have won against Miles and Karen because he felt like him and Amani have a good connection.
Yeah.
But to your point, all they do is sit down and talk to each other about things and learn and learn and learn. So, yes.
And it's not these questions don't
No,
dictate
they
how
don't.
much you care for a person.
Not at all. These are just on a very minute part of your marriage. Like, it has really not, like, I could care less how you fold your toilet paper as long as you're using more than one square. So that was pretty much the end of episode 14. Let us know what you thought of this episode.
Yeah.
Drop your comments in the comment section below. We love talking to you guys. We love hearing from you guys. I think next week.
Decision. Is it next week or
maybe the week after? I think we still have 2 more episodes.
Whatever. It's about to come up, and I'm excited to see who leaves each other.
Yeah. You're so awful, but me too. Quiet as it's kept. I want to see too who's staying and who's going. But yeah, drop your comments in the comment section below. Be sure to hit the like and the subscribe button to support our channel. We really thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Bye, you guys.
Bye.